For the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities.
Hello and welcome to a very special episode of That's a Shame. Now, I'm not just saying that because I forgot which number it was.
112.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, because you didn't forget.
I didn't forget,
Right,
no.
I'm with you.
I'm saying so because we finally,
Right.
after months, some would say years of promises, of broken promises, of pledges, of vows, of hope, and of despair,
Opening a merch store.
Isaac's brought the rap feature.
Oh, yeah, but not the merch store for now.
God, no, not until people get on the Patreon hype, patreon.com/shamecity.
It was in, I think, June that I came up with the idea for this feature.
Yeah?
And I wrote it in my reminders. And I'm sure everyone will agree that it wasn't worth the amount of time it's taken.
And it's going to be like a full hour's show.
When I
50
came
minutes
to
feature.
write it, I thought there are a couple of ways of doing this. I could either, go pedal to the metal, all out, give it everything I've got, or I could say that this is a kind of introduction to the feature,
Okay,
and that there
yeah.
might be cause to return to it in future. So
you
this
can
is
be
very
bothered.
much like part one
Right,
of the rap
okay.
feature.
So it's 10 minutes, you're saying?
Yeah, it's 2.5 tops. No, it's going to be good. But before all that, cast that out of your mind because that's a teaser. Do you feel teased? You should.
Who are you, by the way?
I'm Isaac. How about you?
I'm Declan.
Thought as much.
Just in case.
Thought as much. Because before all of that, we've got a recurring feature here on the show for which we don't have a name or jingle just yet, but maybe we should come up with one right now.
Pharmacy freaks.
Bum. Yeah. On you go with the very good feature and then they both spell PH, so it's like freaks.
They are indeed.
Nice.
Well
Or
done.
you could have pharmacy with an F.
No, I
but then
don't
it's
want
like
that. That's
a
crime.
farm, like an animal's
Yeah, we
farm.
we don't want to imply that because if people are freaks, they're not animals.
No, that's true.
Although we do have some animal-related pharmacy freak content.
Freakery.
It's incredible,
That's
isn't it?
really good. The way that's all tied together in a marvelous manifestation.
So basically, I encounter so many fucking horrors.
Pharmacy freaks. Whenever you say that, it's going to be just part of the jingle.
Okay. That I need an outlet for them. Because, the people who work at the pharmacy, they're nice people. And
Pharmacy freaks.
No, they're not pharmacy freaks.
Oh.
They're just normal. They're pharmacy workers, employees.
Okay.
But, they're nice people. They're not averse to a moan. But sometimes I feel as though I'm holding back what I'd like to
Pharmacy
say.
freaks.
No, I feel like you're doing it at random.
Okay, sorry. I thought that was a good time to chime
No,
in. with
it was poor.
I guess we'll get to know the rhythm
Yeah,
of the feature
exactly.
as it pharmacy freaks.
It's way into our lives.
Yeah.
So I figured that I could do a weekly, maybe bi-week, maybe tri-weekly feature here at That's a Shame.
Oh goodness.
And just get all that out of my system. So I've got three particular...
Sorry, I've lost it.
Oh,
I've
no.
blanked. Damn.
You forgot. Oh, no.
Medicine Falls.
Yeah.
That was close to it.
Pharmacy freaks.
Fuck.
I've got three particular pharmacy freaks to mention today.
Yeah.
So they come in all shapes and sizes, the pharmacy freaks.
Yeah, like heffalumps
Some are
and
black,
weasels.
some are white, some are old, some are young.
Wow.
Some are fat, some are thin.
These are not sounding like so different at the moment. I was thinking like square, triangle, giant, minute.
Some are Eastern European.
Oh, okay.
Some are Western European.
Crazy.
Some are Central
Would you
African.
believe it?
I know.
Dive in.
We have pharmacy freak number one.
Yep. Pharmacy freak number one. Ba-da-da-da. Pharmacy freak number one's real good.
You've got to put it down. Stop running. Stop running with it.
Okay.
So this was a gentleman who came into the pharmacy yesterday. And I'd spoken to him the day before that. He'd been in as well. And he collected some medicines.
A regular.
No. I mean, regular if
two-day.
he'd been twice, yeah. So he came up to the counter and he said, "You didn't give me enough tablets."
I'm going to need you to give him a different voice because it sounded like you were saying that.
You didn't give me enough tablets.
Okay, so he's got a throat condition that he needs tableting.
No,
for.
that was just a bit of
Coincidental.
poetic license by me.
Fair.
So I mean, I handed him the bag, and it felt like a pretty normal amount of tablets.
Mm-hmm.
So I asked him, "How many tablets did I give you?" And he said,
28.
A month's worth.
"Exactly.
If that month were February.
No, that is a month's worth, no matter the month. If you're a doctor, because all months have 28 days, and that's
Okay.
the way it'll be." So yeah, he'd been given 28 tablets, one a day.
Yep.
Wow, that sounds about right. So I told him that, and he went,
But I got more than that last time.
Oh. Quibbling. At the farmer.
Now, what I did was I had a little check in his records, and would you believe it, for the last 3 months, he's been prescribed 28 tablets a month. So I asked him what the quibble was, and I'm going to drop the silly throaty nasal voice for this.
Okay.
Because he was quite an angry customer.
Oh, God, no.
See, now, people who don't come from England might not know that we have something called the National Health Service.
The NHS.
And through the NHS...
Well, they've got those death panels, haven't they?
What's that?
You remember how it's all the death panels that they've got? I don't know if you ever read American news, but they've got these death panels, and the way it works is because it's socialized.
It's
medicine.
socialism.
So
It's communist doctors.
yeah, so they've got these death panels where it's like you say, the commie docs. They all sit in a row, and they're like, okay, we've got 10 patients, 2 beds, 8 of them dead, and then it's like, which one should we kill? That one's rich.
yeah, well,
that one's old.
sorry.
That one looked at me wrong. Kill it.
Sorry, yeah, no, I know what you're on about. I mean, I didn't even know it had a name. It's just so
Well, it's so
standard,
commonplace.
yeah.
Like, we don't really think of it because obviously indoctrinated into society as we are.
Yeah, when you-
It's taken like Fox News sending those care packages, those nuggets, those goblets of information back
truth.
across the pond for us to become aware of it. Thanks, guys. Thanks a lot.
Now, through the NHS,
Uh-huh.
you know, to kind of make up for the death panels,
Yeah, well, you need to.
you are able to get your prescriptions
Right.
through via a prescription charge.
Okay.
And that means no
must be
matter what the medicine is,
Uh-huh.
no matter how much of it you're getting, no matter how much the medicine costs, the pharmacy or the NHS, you pay £8.80.
Oh, £8.80.
£8.80.
Right, but that's worse than like the American system, isn't it?
What
to
way
check.
where your medicine costs you face value or more?
Yeah, like just because it's not the free market, so like they're not incentivized to create more good savings.
No, that's why we only have. It's basically an old timey medicine store.
Yeah. Well, you went.
We've got like herbs. I basically
don't you?
I spend most of my day handing out basil.
Do you?
and fennel,
Oh,
yeah.
For £8.80 because you can get
Exactly.
that down co-op.
No,
28p.
Yeah, that's why it's such a rip-off, you see. And that was this man's complaint, you see, because he whipped out of his pocket an old empty box, all haggard and creased, of the same type of tablet as we gave him, but this box was for 100 tablets.
Bloody hell!
And he said, I got this at Edgware Hospital and it only cost me £8.80. And I looked him dead in the eye and waited for a question because I didn't know what his complaint was. And it turned out that his complaint was, I've paid £8.80 now for 28 tablets, so I'm being fobbed off, was his exact term. So I explained again the charge to him. And he went, well, how much do these cost then?
What
And
was
as I
into you
said,
guys?
£8.80. Being facetious, obviously. No, but for you, how much does it cost? I'm like, well, I don't know. But what I do know, as the person who logs all of the deliveries we get, is that nearly every tablet in the fucking shop costs us more than £8.80.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, and I didn't get to mention this point before he interrupted me with, they're fucking ripping the arse out of me here.
What a horrid expression!
I know.
Like those times that people die by
Don't-
getting sucked to the bottom of a pool by the pool filter, and then they get their innards removed through the rectum.
Been watching too much Delta P videos.
I don't know what that is, and I don't wish to find out.
But is that the NHS loses literally hundreds of millions of pounds a year by offering this service. And he just didn't get it. He was like, what? So it's £8.80 for anything? And I went, yeah. And he went,
Come
they
on,
are
mate.
making a
Strepsils.
fortune off of this. I was like, some of the pills that I log in the book, a box of 56 tablets costs £1,500. And you get it for £8.80.
Yeah, but it's probably their picking up the fees elsewhere, aren't they? Like the
yeah.
parking. Remember the parking?
Oh God, yeah.
God, and you can't get a bed these days.
Can't get bed.
Yeah, so it
And that's
swings
the,
and
and that's
roundabouts.
the immigrants, of course.
Well, as far as we're aware so far, yes.
As far as all the studies,
Not
The
studies.
studies have denied it all and like statistically proven that it's not. But
I guess maybe like if you look behind what the deep state's offering at face value, which you have to do as an informed
Exactly.
citizen of the world.
exactly, I mean, the UN.
They don't even have Antarctica on their logo. It's flat Earth. It's 101. It's
Earth
basics.
truthism. So, I mean, I tried to put it in terms that this guy might understand, which was, can you not just see that you got a really, really good deal
Yeah.
when you got 100 tablets? And this time, you just got an okay deal. You got a slightly worse deal,
Yeah.
but it still remains a deal. And he honestly just threw the cardboard box down on the counter and went,
Wow.
fucking rip off, and walked out of the shop.
Pharmacy freak number one's dead. I hope they were a kind of pill that he like desperately needs to take on every third hour of the day.
I'm going to never give them to him again. I'm just going to
Just hold them
dangle them
slightly
above his
average.
head. Yeah. Our next pharmacy freak
Pharmacy freak number two.
is a young lady,
Okay.
reasonably attractive young lady.
That's not relevant to the story.
It
You
is in a way.
filth, Sexist pig.
It is in a way, because I kind of want to get across the fact that, you know, some people in our aesthetic obsessed society, they put you at ease.
Right, okay.
You know, a good looking young woman walks in, you're like, oh, it's fine. No danger here.
Really?
Probably going to be a normal interaction.
I don't know about that.
When like the old man who comes in every now and then, who has, I shit you not, just a twisted branch for a walking stick,
like
an enormous.
Radagast the Brown.
Yeah, he looks almost identical to Radagast in every sense.
That's
He even has
really
like
good.
he has like a big floppy hat as well. He's got like
Always magic.
like when he walks in, you're like, fucking hell, this is going to be a ball ache. Like you just
Walking
know
mortality
already.
clock.
Yeah. Whereas someone who's, you know, like I say, an attractive young woman walks in, you think probably going to be a
How
normal
young are you
interaction.
talking here?
Like
I need you to
28.
specify. That's not young, mate. That's old.
This
Attractive old woman.
this sexy grandma walked into the pharmacy.
I wouldn't say 28 is young, is it?
Well, yeah, it is.
When someone says young woman, I would assume they mean like 19.
No.
Really?
No.
Okay.
But what? So you're saying 28 is what, middle aged?
No, I'm saying it's like normal. If
What
it
do you
were
mean
me,
normal?
If it were me telling a story, I'd just be like, a woman walked in, or like a person arrived. But that's just me. you know.
person arrived. A being
Yeah.
entered the store.
Became one with the space.
Anyway, I think she went and picked up some strepsils,
Nice. That's a favour. Honey
some
and lemon
like
treats.
some cotton buds,
Okay.
some like Dove soap, something like that. Just some
Hell of
again
a weekend.
pretty normal things. Put them down on the counter. Had a nice bit of small talk while I put the things in a bag. Then she opened her purse
Right.
to pay. And now, you know how most kind of like purses, if you get like a larger one or a wallet, they can have a little plastic window for you to have a photograph.
Look at this. I've got one right there.
Yeah,
I
there
keep
you
my
go.
cards in it. And
Yeah.
there's some photos of me as well.
So hers had a nice big window for some shop, like of your kids maybe.
Oh,
Or
that's
like,
nice.
or like a nice family holiday.
Yeah.
Or Slobodan
Trevor Reeve.
Milosevic.
Yeah, any of those.
Yeah, Slobodan Milosevic was who she had photographs of
I
inside
don't
her
think
purse.
she did.
She 100% did.
What do you mean by that? How do you
But what do you mean? Well, because I recognised the photo.
you confirmed that it's exactly a photo?
Yeah, because I recognised that from like A-level history textbook. I was like, that we spent like weeks talking about this, and so when she left the shop, I googled, and it was like the first picture that came up,
What?
and I just don't know why. Like she was English, right? It wasn't like she was Serb.
Mm-hmm.
She just had a picture of Milosevic in her purse.
Was it just like a neutral picture? It wasn't a picture that had been like photoshopped into a triumphant
No.
background, or maybe the opposite, maybe like an anti-Milosevic
No,
sort of frame.
it was just a photo.
Pharmacy freak number two's got photos you shouldn't have.
Number 3 of what I've now realised is 4
Oh, you idiot!
I know,
You
sorry.
Fuck the feature.
is a man. This one's quick. He came into the shop and he bought 2 things.
Yep.
he bought a box of Dulcolax,
What's that?
which is a thing to help you when you're constipated.
Laxative.
Indeed. And a packet of rubber gloves. Pharmacy freaks!
Number 4. Skipping over that one. The sooner the better.
Now, this one I've saved the best for last. Is an old lady came into the shop and she... 32. No, an old lady came into the shop and she's something of a regular. And she's just a very typical old woman, always wearing some kind of like blue anorak, no
I
matter
love
the
them.
weather.
Yeah.
She's got one of those like trolley things you pull behind you to pull her shopping in.
They can't get enough of a trolley.
She only ever comes in to buy a kitchen roll.
Right.
And indeed,
There's a Sainsbury's right next to the pharmacy.
yeah, but we sell it cheaper. So
Really?
fuck
Undercutting
them.
Sainsbury's?
We are.
Nice.
So she came in as usual, bent down to pick up the kitchen roll as usual.
You didn't give her a hand with that?
Well, you do it as you come in the door. It's right next to
come
the door.
on, mate. You've got to get off your legs and get straight over there to help old Granny.
Absolutely not. She can,
Granny
she can bring it to
bend.
me.
She bends too far. She won't get back up again.
It's only like half a degree downwards. Don't
that's
worry about
enough
it.
to atrophy the
Topple
spine.
an old person.
They're like weebles. No, the opposite.
So she totters up to the counter. She puts it down. I say, that'll be £1, please. She hands over £1. I put it in a little bag for her. I hand her the bag.
Thank you.
And she goes
dear.
to turn, and then she turns back and says, "Have you got any 100 milliliter syringes?"
Okay.
Now, I don't know if you know, but 100 milliliters is a fucking lot of liquid for a syringe.
Yeah, they're normally
They're
like
mostly
20
like
mil.
5 mil,
Oh, really?
some like pushing it like 10 mil, but yeah, they're normally like 5, 10 mil, 20 mil syringes, you're right. So I was a bit confused and I was somewhat worried as to what she was
You do
going
see
to
them on
use it
those
for.
very good YouTube videos of people draining abscesses, though, don't you?
Yeah.
They're probably like litre syringes.
But she didn't want needles.
Oh, yeah, that's
She just
true.
wanted the like syringe one. So I turned round and asked Owen, the pharmacist, if we had any. And he looked very confused for a bit, opened a drawer, pulled out the smallest syringe you've ever seen and went,
mil?
"Nope, we don't."
no.
And I turned around and I went, "No, I don't. Can I ask what it's for?" And she went, "Oh, you will laugh."
Oh.
Right. She went, "It's for my cat."
I knew it was going to be for a cat. I had that sense.
Now, here's the thing though. I said, why do you need it for your cat? And she said, "Oh, been to the vets. He's got a sort of skin condition."
Oh, no.
Oh, right. Yeah, so I've got to give him 100 milliliters. No, was it? Yeah, 100 milliliters of Piriton. I was like, "You are going to kill your cat."
The allergy
Literally.
thing.
Yeah. It's
For
an
humans.
antihistamine for humans. And apparently her vet's told her to give 100
Her vet
mil of it
did not.
to her cat.
That's said to give no 100 millilitres of
I
Piriton.
was there, like, Owen and I looked at each other. I was like, "You will kill this cat." Like
That's more like the human dose is what a
is,
spoon of it
is
like
5 mil,
5,
10 mil. I
And
was
it's
like,
a drowsy one.
Yeah, I couldn't drink 100 mil of Piriton and remain standing.
put a
Your
ball
cat stands no fucking chance. She was like, "Yeah, I thought the same, but she definitely said 100." I was like, "Well, she definitely didn't." I mean,
You realise you're an old crone. You got it wrong.
and like, please go back to the vet to see if they have any syringes. But before that, go back and just double check this before you force feed
Piriton.
before you put your cat to sleep.
I've given it 2 litres of Calpol
said-
straight to the temple.
she said, "Oh, it's an awful bugger giving it to him." And I was like,
she's
"Oh,
done it
don't
already?"
say no, like trying to got to give him a tablet as well, and you give him the tablet, and you go, "Oh," he takes it, and you go, "Oh, good boy," and then you come back 5 minutes later, and it's on the floor. I was like, "Well, no wonder the fucker probably knows you're trying to kill it."
Probably giving him like cat
I love the
Viagra.
idea that her cat is like tonguing, like cheeking the pill, just slipping
Just
it down
putting it under
afterwards.
the,
Yeah,
like, under the
it's got like a
sink.
big collection of them.
What's this woman trying to kill
just
cats for left, right, and centre?
don't
The
know.
Colin Dale cat killer.
But she like staunchly refused to believe that it could even be an error.
I've been stroking Tixie licks down its ears for decades.
Shoving Bonjela in every orifice.
Nary a cough on the beast.
and like, yeah, so even it reminded me of that attitude of sort of reckless conservatism in a way, where you're like, or Brexiteers, right? Where it's like, we've got no trade deal secured. We've no idea what's going on with Northern Ireland. No one has agreed anything about it. We're leaving in 4 months.
But the vet said...
And they're like, but, you know, the people, the voice, the will of the people, you know, that's our vote.
It's a very British thing, isn't it?
52%, you just got to get on with it.
We like to be the kind of beleaguered underdog, even if that's against ourselves.
Oh, especially.
Like, of our own making.
Especially.
Well, there's no D-Day for me to take part in, so I'm going to have to rally against the cat lobby.
Yeah, just like that she's there going, you know, I gave it to him.
It's this government.
And, you know, I gave him 10 millilitres of the Piriton and he passed out and had a seizure. But you've just got to go on and give him the other 90.
It's what they would have wanted.
It's like that scene in The Half-Blood Prince where
Dumbledore
drinks the
everlasting liquid, but he still has the strength to imperio those little zombies with his fire spell.
And, you know, I'm just... fingers crossed for a similar turn of fortunes for the old kitty.
And for the European project, I don't wish them any ill will. It's just Brussels itself I've got a problem
business
with.
Is business.
Unelected MEPs that no one voted for because we were too stupid and lazy. Pharmacy freaks, 4 of 4. Will there be fewer? Will there be more? It's the second one. See you next week. Yeah. Thanks for bringing that into our lives.
All right.
Let's hurtle on with a severe kind of neck-jerking bit of whiplash into the rap feature as teased. Now, we're going to have to pause briefly because I realise that there's a small bit of writing for you to do, but given that you've just had all that practice in Madverse City, Jackbox 5, it won't take you long at all. The inspiration for this feature came to me. I was on famous Disney World attraction, It's a Small World, and I was just living my life on it while all those little puppets were singing. My mum's got this weird fan theory. Have you ever been on It's a Small World?
Yeah.
My mum's got this fan theory, or headcanon, that the ride is about some kind of apocalyptic event.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not. It's about how all nations come together in unity.
Because they're all dying in the same heat death of the universe.
Yeah, she thinks that the final display is of all the dead puppets, is what she calls them.
She's not wrong.
Just dancing around. But I was there and I was sort of considering that for a while. And then I was caught, my eye was caught by a creature, and it was some sort of like, it was in the Mexican bit. Basically, long and short of it is, it was a snake with one big tooth.
Right.
And I was immediately sick into the barge
Of course.
that I was inhabiting. And then an idea came, and it was creatures with teeth, cartoon characters with teeth. It's something we've not examined as a society enough, and it's something for which there is no sense of logical consistency.
If I mentioned one, is it going to ruin the feature?
It might do, so don't.
Okay.
But we'll talk about it
what's
afterwards. So what I've done, I put, then and there, I got my phone out and made some notes, which were, let's see if I can find them. It was make a rap, teeth feature, and then I wrote some example
Are you
ones.
sure that those weren't separate things and you've just merged them
Quite
into make a
possibly,
rap
no one's
teeth
sure.
feature?
No one can tell. There was also one that I've marked as completed that I simply never did, which was to tell the story of a man on ferry in bathroom, brackets whoops, plus people on tube in same outfit. So I didn't know what... the first one was a man on the ferry back from Paris, back from Calais, exploded shit into the bathroom, for all intents and purposes, in the loudest kind of prolonged excretion of noisy, fetid air. And then all you have from the other side of the door is this whoops.
I was reminded by
really
my
bad.
Facebook memories the other day of I was at a restaurant seemingly 3 years and 2 days ago now. And I needed the loo. So I walked into the bathroom and it was pitch black in there. And I was sort of like fumbling around trying to find a light switch when all of a sudden they like flickered on. They were motion activated.
Very modern.
And I took 2 more steps into the bathroom, and from one of the cubicles I just had a guy go, cheers.
Oh no, you've been in there for days.
Sat in the dark.
Like Scott of the Antarctic. So, what you're going to need to do, well, what I've done first, I've prepared 6 questions about 6 beloved characters.
Toothed characters?
Well, you'll see that's the
Okay.
central thesis. It's basically a game of cartoon characters, do they have teeth? And the answers aren't always what you'd expect.
Okay.
For better or worse.
Right.
Now, this is based on the most common appearances because, as you'll know, like, cartoons quite often play with form. So if I'd said, like, Genie from Aladdin, his original form has teeth, for sure. We
Yeah.
see them smiling all the time.
But the Will
some of
Smith
the-
version, gummy
He
as hell.
famously won't, yeah. No, but some of the characters Genie turns into don't have teeth.
Right.
But for that one, we'd say Genie does have teeth because the default Genie
He
does.
is, yeah.
We're not talking about these like extracurricular, newfangled
Spin-off,
Genie
yeah.
spin-off models. So, the way this works is I found a beat. I was originally going to make one myself, but I realised that was what was putting me off doing it. So I just found one.
Oh, that's
which is
much
this
better,
kind
yeah.
of 90s inspired. This is
With a haunted Mickey
it's going to
Mouse.
be this kind of vibe. So
Right.
we've got like a 4 on the floor thing going. It's quite
like
simple.
Andre 3000.
Yeah, it's pretty like, it's a sort of 90s throwback thing that I think our listeners are really going to enjoy. And we'll be, of course, crediting the beat author in this week's show notes, won't we?
Yeah,
Without a doubt.
definitely.
What you're going to have to
We're
do,
not just doing this for exposure.
what, for their exposure, they've only got 2.1 mil views, so maybe they could use the
they
boost.
could do with ours.
What you're going to have to do is come up with a version, a rap, if you will, just a bar that is affirmative and a negative one. For example, like, I really think that guy has teeth, but something that rhymes with teeth. And a negative one that's like, not me, no way, don't think they can chew, blah, 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 blue, full stop.
Okay.
So we're going to give you 2.5 minutes, maybe 3, and your time starts now. And we're back. How was that writing process for you?
Absolutely
You
terrifying.
looked pretty intense throughout. like-
Sweating, shaking.
I could see a fear behind your eyes that I haven't seen for some time.
No, I wept openly.
And so you should, because there's more to this feature than the simple trivia aspect. There's also a kind of rhythm game requirement that really makes it an exercise in quick thinking, in on your feet response kind of time pressure that I think you're going to enjoy. The way it's going to have to work is that we'll be playing a beat in the background. I'm going to ask the question. Soon as that is finished, you need to come in with your answer.
Right,
So
I
you're not
almost
gonna,
certainly won't be
You're
able
only
to.
really going to have the length of time that I've said the name and then finished that very good beat, very good
Okay.
bar that I've spat or spitted onto the mic hot as fire to plan your answer. As soon as you're done with your answer, I'm going to hit back straight away with whether you're right or whether you're wrong. We're going to play the beginning of the beat now, and it has like 30 seconds of warm up. Also, because I'm an educator at heart, I don't know if you knew that about me.
Yeah, always.
Yeah, I thought it came across. I thought it read.
I learn something new every day.
Yeah, at the end of each one, I've usually got a little fact. Now, not always, because I didn't have all day.
Okay.
I had to do other stuff, didn't I? I had to nap. This will be where we start from. After each one, we're going to just pause and go back through some of the great knowledge we've accumulated. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Why don't you hype us up?
Brr, here he comes, the BD man on the mic.
Thanks, that was really good.
That's okay.
Question 1. Here it comes. Ha ha, ha ha.
3, 2.
A wicka wicka wick. Porky Pig. He speaks like a fool, but if you smashed his head in, would it leave a tooth pool?
He's toothed for sure, the chewing freak. A normal mouth, one tongue, no beak.
A swing and a miss. A bat with no ball. We've had a good look and there's no teeth at all.
No, he's got no teeth.
He's usually got no teeth. Now, as we said before the game started, this
Right.
is based on the default state of these
Okay.
characters. 99%
Default
of the time.
state, mouth closed.
99? No, he's actually the most common kind of default pose for Porky is this horrid toothless grin.
Yeah.
That I'll find you an image of. But yeah, more often
But he does have teeth.
he has been shown with teeth, but it's usually to make a sight gag about him looking like sheepish or biting on something. But the majority of the time, the character toothless as they come.
No.
Thanks for playing. Here we come.
Wow, a cheating cunt, this BD chap.
Let's find out what's going to be next as I choose which order to use. Sid the Sloth, he's slow as they come, but does he have crunch bones stuck up in that gun?
Teeth, he's got a terrible jaw, a haunted, gaping dental maw.
Sid's front teeth are huge and grotesque. Call him Pennywise, bitch, because he'll be gnawing you next.
Oh!
Sid does have those horrid big teeth. Now you'll remember them. He's always tapping at them. There's one of the great extra films included on the Ice Age 3 DVD, which is all about the first time he has to floss. Really good stuff. What inspired you to go with that one? Was that just a clear memory you had of Sid?
Yeah, well, they stick right out the front.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
integral to the character
It
design.
really
They're
is.
probably responsible for his weird list
Wiki,
thing
wiki,
that he's
wiki.
got.
Oh, here we go. You feeling ready still, bro?
I am, yeah.
Good. Mickey Mouse, he runs the whole show, but does he have mouth bones white as fresh snow?
A gummy horror of a cartoon friend whose toothless antics drive me round the bend.
We checked his gob, we tunnelled in deep. No teeth here, so there's a point you can keep.
Hey!
Nice. Now there's some info here.
He is on the screen, to be fair, with not a tooth in
Not
sight.
a tooth in sight. Now that was a little help for him because I didn't want you to be floundering in the tooth quiz because it doesn't reflect well on the quiz master if you end up with no points. And so far you're on two for three. So when I was preparing this quiz, I found some really troubling websites because if you search "Does X have teeth?" where X is a fictional character,
Yeah.
surprising amount of fury about the discussions that I had.
Oh.
There was a dentist site, like a site for the dental union of some weird part of Canada, that listed, it was like, here are the characters in fiction with the best teeth. And there were 3 characters, and I'm here to tell you that all of them were Hercules. All 3 of them were Disney's Hercules. Just like unashamedly the same picture, but with different text. Like someone had written them, like they'd given them to 3 dentists and been like, just submit your favourite fictional, like it doesn't have to be long, 25 words, character with really good teeth, send us a pic, and they'd all sent the same one. So that was weird. When you search for, does Mickey Mouse have teeth? You get a Quora.com post for which the top answer is yes. In the short feature, Lonesome Ghosts, Mickey had ... teeth. So I was like, okay, let's find out what this is all about. Turns out that Lonesome Ghosts is a troubling, from, remember the racist era of the past, where all
yeah, I think I
cartoons-
know that one anyway, yeah.
So I thought we won't dwell on that too much, but the second link that was provided is as follows. The Disney Archives have released a newly discovered sketch from 1938, Mickey's Toothache, part of an incomplete cartoon that was part of an effort to make Mickey a more complete character. So just see what...
Literally in terms of having more parts.
He doesn't have teeth in this one. This is just a tangential tooth fact.
Right.
In Mickey's Toothache, created in April 1938, I should mention this never came out. This was never made.
No.
Artist Ferdinand Horvath has the newly adventurous Mickey experiencing something akin to a psychedelic nightmare. Already on board with the whole episode?
fully...
In the words of Disney Archives director Becky Klein, Mickey has, quote, travelled to the dentist and fallen under the influence of too much laughing gas, a feat which in itself would imply toothdom.
Of course.
Or perhaps he's being checked up for dentures, because he's like,
Yeah.
haven't had teeth in my whole life.
Or maybe he's like, never had teeth, figured after 30 years I'd
was
find
time.
out why.
Yeah. The overdose of laughing gas sends Mickey into a, quote, nightmarish world inhabited by living teeth, dental floss, a psychotic dentist's chair, and a vengeful pair of dental pliers. You in?
I'm in.
You're in. We're going to take a little trip now. I want you to take it with me. It's not even Disney anymore. You ready?
I am.
Okay. There's a drop coming any second. I can feel it. I don't know if you're aware of that. Not yet. Not yet. Feel it. Feel it in your bones. It's got to be now.
comes.
On the island of Sodor, the transport's alive. But would you ride a train with a toothy mouth hive?
Oh no.
He's fucked it. I'm going again.
No
On the
munching
island
Nash.
of Sodor, the transport's alive. But would you ride a train with a toothy mouth hive?
No munching gnashers fill those gums, just acres of flesh stretched tight like drums.
We called our best dentist. They clambered inside. This mouth's full of tooth bits that just couldn't hide. You were wrong.
What? Refuse to believe.
You were wrong.
Show me a picture of one of these trains with teeth.
I'm about to, and I don't know that you're ready
Because
for quite how
it
horrid it is.
100% never appear. They have the
appears.
greyest, most right. But is it the default nature of the characters to
No,
show
it
their
is.
teeth?
It is. There's one
No.
character who is his only trait is that he has big teeth,
Right.
whereas all the other characters do not have any teeth.
Well, that's why I said no.
I said the transport's alive, but would you ride a train with a toothy mouth hive? Clearly asking if any of the trains have teeth. And I'm afraid you forgot Billy. Billy the train. Now there are two facts I want to share about
Fuck's
Billy.
sake.
And this is from the Thomas the Tank Engine
Can't believe I'm
Wikipedia.
getting this wrong because he's the one train that does have teeth. And I got Porky Pig wrong because,
doesn't have
even
teeth.
though he does have teeth,
But he doesn't. He just the
he
cartoon
just
sometimes
does
depicts
have
him as
teeth.
having teeth.
Well, then he has teeth, doesn't he?
No, very silly. And I knew this would come up. You're a fool. According to a magazine
Poorly
article,
defined rules.
According to a magazine article, file fact, Billy's real name is William. So that's something
right.
to chew on. Billy is an orange saddle tank engine with prominent teeth. I'm going to show you a picture. Give me your immediate 3, 2, 1 gut check.
Well, he's an inbred freak.
On his teeth, especially orange.
the Train.
Yeah, he does look like he'd have that. He's got like the gap between his teeth is quite
like,
startling.
The very like Cletus
Yes.
sort
I can
of
see.
look to him. Even the
can
name
see it.
Billy like tends that way, doesn't it?
Okay, only 2 more to go. You feeling ready and good?
Yeah.
Let's get started. I knew that you would. That was a little bonus rap there, guys. We're going back to Disney,
Okay.
where we belong. Queen Elsa gave birth to a snowy old soul, but does he have ice teeth inside that cold hole?
Those pearly whites are round and tall. His food will barely need chewing at all.
Sure, Olaf's birth was a huge mistake, but with one frozen toothless he could learn to mouthscape. You got it right! Yeah!
Hooray!
He's just got that one big tooth, and I've got a little pit for you just to remember.
Oh
It's
yeah,
quite
there
horrid,
it is.
isn't it?
Very.
Quite
I
alarming
don't
event.
like him as a character.
We're up to the
Or
last
that
one
as a
now.
film.
The very last one. You feeling pumped? This year on
Yeah,
what?
so long
4
as they don't have teeth, we're all good. I'll be saying anyway.
What are you on? 3 out of 5.
Yeah, I think so.
4 is a winning score.
Oh, right, well,
You
here
know
we go.
that.
Whatever it is, I'm saying no.
Why? Donald Duck. You know he's got beak, but will you find teeth if you have a mouth peak?
No teeth in there, an empty gob. Every toothless meal must be covered in duck slob.
True to life, sorting facts from fiction. There's no teeth here, which explains that diction. You got it right. 4 out of 6. Well done.
A
At
definite
least
6
one
out of
was
6.
tricks.
Both the wrong answers were bullshit.
Now
Full
we've
marks.
got a little follow-up fact for you about
Okay.
Donald. When I was searching for Donald Duck, does he have teeth? Because I wanted to be sure in the same way that, you know, Mickey had teeth in one short that was unreleased. And Porky Pig has teeth in a couple of scenes in the whole Porky canon. I wanted to be on the money and I have verifiable empirical evidence to support me. I ended up on eBay, which I didn't expect,
Okay.
where it turns out they have this weird like community antiques crowd who ask each other questions, such as, is this an old Donald Duck with the teeth? This is from Whispering Me, posted April 28th, 2005, at midday. Hi, says Whispering Me. I've done some research to come up empty, so I'm asking the eBay Disney experts. I have a pair of Walt Disney Productions socks that pictures a mean-looking Donald Duck. I found it in a box of antique children's clothing I'd bought. I do remember seeing this character on a special about the beginning of the Disney characters. Was Donald at one time wearing a set of sharp teeth? If not, who is this character? Thanks for your help. It's 13 years later, not a single reply.
No!
No one's willing to help.
Poor bastard. Well,
So-
look, I found 2 photos that you probably would like to see. This one
Go on.
here of Porky Pig in a pretty normal pose with his gnashers out there, as you can see.
Oh, no, that's photoshopped. That's
Oh,
unfortunate.
right, okay. And
It's
the
easy
other
to be
is, of
duped.
course, Porky Pig stock photos
Yeah, go on.
here. And as you can see,
Let's have a look.
entirely toothed.
Oh, what's that? Fuck me, that's the worst photo I've ever seen. For listeners who don't have access to my eyes at the moment, it's a fat sort of pig costume that looks like someone would wear it
think
when
it's
they
like
were
a
about to
little
hunt you to
statue.
death. Very horrible, sort of rectangular.
I'm popping it immediately on the Twitter.
Get it on the Twitter. So there we have it, guys. That's the rap feature. It was worth the wait, I'm sure you'll agree. And it's only the beginning because, I'll be honest, it didn't take me nearly as long as I thought it would. So we can probably crank these out in future.
Yeah, definitely.
Why ever not? We've had an email.
Have we had an email?
Yeah, we've had a couple, and I'm going to just read the one for now. This is from Supercon Emily, who you'll remember from being in our flat recently.
Of course.
Dear Isaac and Declan, says she. By the way, she's had troubles emailing in at the moment with like a bounce back thing because it thought she was spam. If you've had the same thing, get in touch and I'll sort it the fuck out.
Is it something to do with if people email us enough times and we don't reply?
Could be, yeah. It's
Because we tend to just read them out on air rather than reply.
Yeah, if that's an issue for you, it shouldn't be now because I've made some changes, but if that's something that's happened before, it's not because we don't love you. It's because the email server
The
doesn't.
internet hates you.
Dear Isaac and Declan, I can't remember if I officially congratulated you on the milestone you managed to ignore and then extend in the pursuit of your artistic experiments. I don't believe she did. There were many moments in the BPP, that's the Blocks Proj, that I found very clever or funny, not both, and failed to write them down or remember them in order to give specific compliments. So perhaps I need to re-listen to rediscover them.
I think a good idea for everyone.
She says, that seems like an ask, though. Congratulations on getting back into the swing of things, and I am greatly enjoying the return to your normal-ish ramblings. Probably a little jibe at you. I had to gather myself on the A21 just the other day because the Ian McKellen impressions, Your Mother Sucks Cocks in Hell, To Infinity and Beyond, particularly tickled me. The impressions are great, and I agree with Declan. I do want more Ian McKellen randomly replacing / voicing certain characters. This is an official request that you perhaps do this. Maybe each pick a couple of cinematic moments / lines / characters where Ian's voice would be particularly amusing / effective.
So is that Ed Wynn's voice?
No, it was Ian.
Ed.
What?
Ed.
Why? What made you think of Ed? Is that one that you've got up your sleeve at the
Just
top of
for
the
a
hat?
rainy day, you
Okay.
know.
Not overused.
No.
No.
Oh, it's not a default.
And not in that. Remember we recorded that very good
3-hour
Let's Play
Doki Doki Literature Club.
of the worst game ever made. And Ed Wynn was all over
Don't be
it.
calling it a game.
Yeah, it was nonsense. And then do the impression / scene. Maybe pick other celebrities who you can do effective impressions of.
I guess brackets Ed Wynn.
It's not there, but I suppose it's implied, like read between the lines.
That's
or
what they
whatever,
say
and
about
something like that.
emails.
And do something similar. Please, do a whole thing just for me. Forget all other shame citizens. Also, and here's a little fact to end the email on. Did you know that our dearest LMM, that's Lin-Manuel Miranda, has turned his good morning, good night tweets into a book that he is selling for real money? You must, she says, be thrilled. All my love, Emily. Thoughts on that, Declan?
Well,
Give it to me straight.
I took a quick peek at this message when it came through to the account.
A mouth peek.
Had a little zip over it with my eyes. Saw some of the content.
Yep.
But it was really this final bombshell that got to me.
That's why you howled in the living room at midday.
Yeah, and indeed at the customers at the Farmo.
The Farmo freaks.
Became myself a pharmacy freak momentarily.
Easily done.
Um,
There, but for the grace of God.
like I don't see. I mean, let's put it in contrast with something. One of the most famous Twitter presences, certainly on left Twitter, is of course the wonderful comedy account Wint. And
Why don't you give some context? People might not know. It's quite niche.
he's a sort of anonymous, very oddly avatared and very troublingly phrased character who comments on life, on politics, on just being online.
Yeah.
And I happen to be a patron of his, and he's just brought out I don't know if it's like 10 years of Wint. He's just brought out like a book of all of his finest moments and a load of like new drawings and stuff and whatnot. Now that feels like a genuine piece of sort of internet history.
Yeah.
And as someone with no other platform, he's worked his way up to be like an incredible force on Twitter. Like his tweets are themselves now just memes.
Yeah.
Like they're always being screenshotted next to people in real life saying things that end up very, very close. One of his most famous tweets that gets used like this in a kind of parody of the way in which politicians try to equivocate things is, sure, like drink driving is really dangerous, but it also helps a lot of people get to work in the morning. So it's impossible to say whether it's bad or not.
Very good
Which
point.
gets put next to politicians being like, we do sell weapons to Saudi Arabia that are used to bomb innocent Yemeni children, but we also earn personally a lot of money from that. So who's to say
Anyone's
how
guess.
bad it is?
Jury's out.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Now he has sort of like built himself up from nothing on a website.
So you're saying like Lynn, like this is a good
on a
comparison.
website that, you know, is how should I say this? Quite a harsh environment for anyone
to
really,
exist, yeah.
and certainly for anyone to remain dominant for that long. And it's a testament to his ability. So
sheer force of
he
wit.
has earned the right to have a book.
Yeah.
and also, why should he not earn a bit of extra money?
Yeah, go for it, Wint.
Given that the website and his tweets are entirely free for everyone.
For now.
Now, Lin-Manuel
Miranda.
not only began his reign on Twitter with a completely separate platform, which for whatever reason has made him famous. Inexplicable to me, though it is.
Very good at musicals.
But his tweets also offer nothing. As we said in our episode about him, like they were all very bland, mediocre, Prosecco o'clock style tweets that he just did twice in the day. He literally did twice in the day, and he's now fobbing this off.
Didn't you think
to
he
people
came
for
across as
money.
a kind of like a brother or a pastor or a coach or a boyfriend?
Almost liturgical.
Yeah, well, you took the words out of my mouth. There was that quality to them, no?
No.
A
Not at all.
numismatic sort of elevation.
This is, in every sense, a crass exploitation of people's gullible stupidity. I almost admire him for having the gall to turn it into a book and knowing that there will be millions of losers who will pay good money just to own it and have it on the shelf. And he'll make a fucking mint out of it.
End scene. There we have it, guys. That's Declan's hot take on LMM's book. I'll be buying it myself. It's a pick-me-up, isn't it? And
Just
we
leave
need
a
to-
page in my room every day.
every so often, just to really get you back on course. We're winding up. There's no two ways about it, guys. We've got some quick fire shame we're going to be knocking out in the next couple of days. Another episode on Sunday that's going to be pre-recorded, so hopefully nothing too big happens this weekend that we'd have to respond to. Touch wood, hey? But if you're on the Patreon, that's patreon.com/shamecity, thereby helping us keep the lights on here at Shame Towers, then you'll be getting those in your Digi inbox anytime from now. Other than that Patreon, where we do appreciate anything and everything thrown our way to help keep the show going, give us the time to devote to great features like Do They Have Teeth? The Rap feature, part 1. Other than that, Declan, how can people interface with this digital art that we expel from our minds into the ether?
There's quite a few ways.
Yeah, I thought so.
Actually. They can email as long as...
If you like getting a spam filter,
as long as you're
rejecting
not
your
spam
content.
or one of our closest friends, you can email tass@shame.city. You can also use the form on the website. Again, unless you are a spam.
Yes.
If you're a spammist,
No, you're
don't
going to have to
bother.
take that elsewhere.
Shame.city/contact. You can find the show on Twitter at That's a Shamecast. We've
Very
recently accrued one new troubling listener through the Twitter sphere.
That's what we want.
At That's a Shamecast. You can find Isaac at IsaacBD. You can find myself at DE Delane. You can write us a review.
That would be
if
good.
you thought that the Twitter feature wasn't horrifying, the rap feature wasn't horrifying, wasn't too toothful. I meant to say you didn't bring up the character that I was going to mention.
Oh, which
perhaps
one?
the most horrifyingly toothed character of all.
Go on.
Which is of course the 3D animated Happy Meal box
Oh, very
at
sorry.
McDonald's with
Very
those
sorry, I fell.
great roundly cubic teeth
Very
that
nice,
he's
aren't
got.
they? Perfect for crunching into child
Why
flesh.
do you think they went for the teeth?
I've just explained why.
Oh, crunching
They
into child flesh,
It's an
sorry.
evolutionary imperative.
Yes, you can write us a review if you didn't think it was too toothful, too
How are they going to get
troubling.
to the reviews, though? Must be very difficult to get to the review page.
No, it's really easy. There's a link in the chat.
in the chat. What the
No,
hell
there's
are
a
you on
link
about?
in the show notes.
That's right.
There's you can just go on iTunes
Yeah, just go on iTunes, why don't you?
or shame.city/review or
Reviews.
shame.city/reviews.
We've got a merch store in the future.
So if you're listening to this in the future,
Then
but
check-
not like I don't mean in the future as in like tomorrow.
No, come
like,
on.
don't be a dick.
Don't fuck about.
But if you're listening to this in at least 2020,
Yeah.
there's probably a merch store.
We might. Oh, yeah, this is something we can tease as well.
Okay.
We've had this idea, by which I mean, I had it in the shower the other day and then ran it by Declan when I was out of the shower, and he said, okay, let's do it. We're going to do some special Christmas shames.
Oh, yeah.
here. So keep an eye out for it'll probably be on Twitter, won't it? We'll put a link out for a little contact form where you're going to have to, I'm afraid, trust us with your address. Several people have so far, and I think they'll all confirm that none of them have come to personal bodily harm. as a
Nothing
result
has
of it.
happened. No Bjork bombs.
Nothing of the sort. But you're going to want to be involved. This will be going out to patrons anyway, so you guys don't worry about it. Or I guess the two birds with one stone approach, just become a fucking patron. I won't have to bang on about it. You won't have to fill out a form.
Exactly.
Everyone's
See?
a winner, and you'll get all the bonus shit anyway. Other than that, word of mouth continues to be best of mouth, even in Spooktober. That's the case. Speaking of which, get ready for the Spooktacular. It's coming any day now. Tell a friend about the show. Tell a stranger about the show. It can be a really good conversation starter, I've found. Have you found that?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah, bus stop.
I just say my friend and I were doing an episode of our
I don't-
well-received, award-winning podcast, That's a Shame.
Yeah, I don't make it that obvious. I'm just like, did you hear on That's a Shame the other day? And they're like, sorry, who are you and what do you mean by that? And
There you go. I'm Isaac
that's a way in.
BD, the host.
The co-host of That's a Shame. And then they're so enthralled because no one has a podcast these days. Rare. Especially white boys like us.
I know.
It's 1 in a million. Until next time.
Just been thinking,
Go on.
given it's the Spooktober,
Yeah.
and we're co-hosts.
Yeah.
Co-hosts.
Co-ghosts.
Hosts.
Yeah.
Should we just say ghosts?
Yeah.
We're ghosts.
It's not labelled.
I'm your
bad.
ghost. I'm your ghost.
Yeah. Until
Declan.
next time, I've been your ghost, Isaac. You've been.
I've been your fellow host, Declan.
Stay spooky, lads.
Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities, oh Mother Nature's recipes that bring the bare necessities of life. Wherever I wander, wherever I roam, I couldn't be fonder of my big home. The bees are buzzing in the tree to make some honey just for me. The bare necessities of life will come to you. Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities, oh Mother Nature's recipes that bring the bare necessities of life. Wherever I wander, wherever I roam, I couldn't be fonder, my new home. The bees are buzzing in the tree to make some honey just for me. The bare necessities of life will come to you. Come to you.